Hi, I'm Dr. Heidi Heron from the Worldwide Institutes of NLP, where I am a trainer and a coach for the past 22 years, almost 23 years. It's amazing. NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, is a phenomenal tool to be utilizing as a personal development tool, as well as a modality for coaching and therapy, helping people to get to where they want to go. We train coaches and therapists under our ICF accredited coach certification training program. And today I wanted to start talking to you about some patterns that I'm seeing. Ultimately, NLP is about identifying the programs or the patterns that we run in life and understanding how the language of our mind creates these programs unconsciously. We've got our conscious analytical thinking mind and our unconscious mind, which runs those programs, creates our emotions, stores the memories, and creates that loop of autopilot. We get up in the morning and we put the same record on every single time. Now, what I really appreciate about NLP is the majority of the patterns that we run in life, we don't consciously choose. We don't wake up one day when I was little and go, you know what, I'm going to have a fear of failure my whole life. I think that's going to serve me. But we do that unconsciously. Something happens and our brain triggers it and creates that self-fulfilling prophecy, and it creates a gestalt of that pattern of, fear of failure, for example. One pattern that I see come up regularly, which is stopping a lot of my clients, and I've been talking to a lot of coaches about this too, a lot of our students in our supervision groups, is a pattern of all or nothing. All or nothing. And this pattern of all or nothing is getting in people's way of really stepping up and stepping into being and doing what they want to be and do. Some people will say things like, I've had burnout before, or I usually go hard and I don't want to go hard anymore. I want to create balance. Or there'll be a fear of getting burned out or a fear of doing too much, or they'll say things like, it's been too much for me. Just last week, I was working with a client who wouldn't have ever came to me with the words of, I have a pattern of all or nothing, but they said a lot of these things. I want to exercise, but last time I was in the regime of exercising, it overtook my life. Another thing that they said is that in the past, when they've done something consistently, they were fully involved. They were all in, or there was no other way. And it was a bit consuming for their mind. Now, this pattern, I can't create balance. I can't help someone create balance if there's a pattern of all or nothing, because that pattern of all or nothing does this. I eat everything on my plate or nothing at all. And nobody's going to eat nothing at all, so they eat everything on their plate. Maybe everything that they made. They have a pizza and they can't just have some of it, they have all of it. They either exercise 7 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever they say they want to do, or none of it. If they skip a day, well, screwed that up. I'm going to do it next time. They have, not one cigarette, they have all the cigarettes. They don't drink one glass of wine, they drink one bottle of wine. So this pattern comes up of that all or nothing. And very, very often we can track it back utilizing some of our NLP tools that work with the timeline, just like you have a timeline, just like history has a timeline. And it marks out your past, your present, and your future. And your unconscious mind stores every memory you've ever had, your unconscious mind. I read an article a few years ago, and I need to go back and find it, but it said that we have access to only about 3 to 6% of our memories consciously, which means that 93 to 97% of our memories are unconscious, or 94 to 93% of our memories are unconscious. They're in there somewhere. Like, I know that some of these books that I have just up here, there is the word brown in one of them. I don't know where, it's in there. Same thing with my unconscious mind. I might not know where a pattern comes from, but it's in there. And so we need to be working with these patterns more than just what the client is bringing to us. So I could have done a lot of different things. And I think that's where NLP is a very different modality than a lot of different coaching tools or even therapeutic tools, is we're not necessarily saying, okay, your goal is to exercise. Let's just create a plan for exercise and let's execute that plan. That's all and good, and definitely we're doing that in some regards. But if somebody's investing time, energy, and money into a coach in the first place, there's usually going to be something holding them back. And NLP has phenomenal tools to help you to identify for yourself or other people what might be holding us back. And it might be a pattern like this all or nothing pattern. I'm curious for you, if you are a coach already, what patterns are you noticing that's holding your clients back from actually achieving their desired states, and how can you work with that? If you're not already trained in NLP, our next training starts online, live online, starting in March. We also will be having in-person trainings in Sydney, Denver, and Singapore this year. Head to our website, nlpworldwide.com. Also, from a personal development standpoint, jump in and come to the course. Learn a little bit more about yourself, why you do what you do, how you get stuck, how you get motivated. Learn how to improve your communication skills with yourself and with others, how to identify those patterns, shift them, and live your best life. Again, I'm Dr. Heidi Heron with the Worldwide Institutes of NLP, and I hope to share more of our world of NLP with you soon.